What's up? Welcome back. Sorry I'm a bit wet. It's been pissing down out here today in Silverdale, Auckland, New Zealand. We got Nick here as well, he's a bit wet. We've just been at the countdown getting a few beverages and the super cheap across from the house. I don't even know if you can see it. I'll try zoom. Super shit. Over there, you guys can just see it, it's like right there. Getting some supplies for this old girl. Oh jeez, camera's taking a wee while to focus with the old light. It looks dark, isn't here? Yeah, but anyways, got some supplies for Silvia here. Because we're going to do the battery in the boot, so this video is going to be about how to do the cable from your power and your alternator, your starter, all that stuff, power that feeds the rest of the car, fuse box, etc. all the way back into the boot, how to mount it in the boot, and basically all the stuff you need. So yeah, so this is all the goodies. We got this little pole here, if it'll focus. Nick found these at his local auto electrical supply store. So basically what this is for all your power to run to. So if we have a look over here, so we got these two powers. One will be from the alternator and one will be to the fuse box, and then one will be to the starter, and then obviously we need one that runs from the battery all the way to here. So this is what this little John here is for. Insulator pole thing. We're just going to hide them nicely down in there somewhere. Ooh. And run all our cables to him. So you need one of these. We got some crimps. They fit good on there. So obviously for each end, one end of the power cable, and this is for your ground or whatever. We've got heaps of them. It's just cheaper to buy heaps. We've got our connectors for the battery. We wanted to get some crimp ones, but we couldn't find any, unfortunately, so those are the best ones we could find, but they'll do. We've got a battery tray, got a battery box, got a battery lid, and we've got our cable. So this is all the johns that you need, and one of these if you've got one, to run all the shiz. So what are we going to start with?
So to get rid of unnecessary wires, we're going to cut these two and we're going to join them together with one eyelid, so we can put just two cables on that isolator. So
yeah, and then obviously the one for the fucking less shit. So we'll cut that and then we'll chuck one of these johns on there. I reckon it's going to cut straight through.
Okay, a Red Bull, you know what I'm saying.
The Red Bull. Ooh.
There's one. Let's try to get it off so we fucking...
Ooh, two. Ooh, now we're fucked. That's at the end of the video. Cut. Nah. We've cut those two off and we've just exposed them a wee bit. We've just got to strip this like plastic sheath off, or like the insulating sheath, to get to our exposed wire so we can crimp it, and then just one of those terminals, like Nick was saying, feed both wire in and just crimp it up, then slide our conduit back up to the crimp and tape it, and that's one bit basically done, just like that. So we got our wires all twisted up. Fuck, this camera's taking ages to autofocus lately. And then we got our terminal on. So now we got our crimper over here, and if you guys can read, there's all these numbers here. So basically you just twist this john up and down till he lines up with whatever gauge wire you've got. So this and this together, and this terminal says 35, so I'm gonna crimp it to 35. So Nick's gonna chuck them in the thingy, my bob. Oh, broke the headlight. Fucking smashing my shit up. You're gonna have to maybe go upside down to get them in.
brothers.
Yeah, and then he's gonna.
About there, we reckon?
Yeah, just squeeze him. Oh, hold him. Yeah, right. Squeeze him.
Good work, sort of.
Good enough for me, mate.
We can do it on the other side.
We'll crump him again, but yeah, you get the gist of it. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time. But now he's on there, crimped. Between these two green lines is where you want to crimp him, and obviously we're just gonna tape this plastic back up here with some electrical tape. It'd be nice, and we join him with this one down here on our little insulator pole. So now that we've done that, we obviously need to get our cable from the back of the car to the front of the car. So gonna have to remove some of the interior just to run it through. Need to work out where you want your battery inside your boot. For me, I'm just gonna put it here, so I'm just gonna trim this cardboard probably a little bit, make everything nice, find somewhere good like where the sub has been grounded to. Not that I have a sub anymore, but you get the point. To make the ground, or yeah, put the battery box, and yeah, might have to do it this side actually, there's a bit more space there. But yeah, you need to work out where you're going to run it through. Run it through the carpet, under the seat, through the front of your car, back into your engine bay. So it's easier to leave the stuff on the roll, run it through this way, and yeah, get them up the front. So Nick and I are just going to make our life as easy as possible, and we're just going to rip all the interior out. So the driver's seat, that little panel that goes along the sill, and the rear seat, so we can run the cables all through. I also want to pull out those sub cables at the same time because I'm not using a sub, they're not for me, so might as well rip that wiring out, and I can give it to Jess because I think she wants one. So I'm going to rip all that stuff out. We're not going to show you because you guys know how to do that, simple, and we'll pick you back up once we're running the cable. So I got changed obviously because I didn't want to get dirty in my good clothes, but we've just been getting all the interior out. As you can see here, it's all nice and clean kind of. And no seat, no rear seat. I pulled all the sub cables through. Also just been pissing around with this battery box. So I got a metal tray for the battery box as well. You don't have to do this, but I just wanted it to be nice and rigid. Then I can squeeze a strap in here as well. So I'm gonna use this, and we'll walk around here. And I'm going to line it up with these factory holes here, or at least one of them anyway, and I'm just going to drill a hole, and the hardware that I brought just so happens to thread directly into the hole there, which is a fucking lucky guess. So I'm going to use that with some washers and a bolt, and there's going to be one, and then I'll just drill another one once I've got them where I wanted, straight through there, straight through the floor, and bolt them down, and then that should be secure enough for our box, and then we'll be able to run our cable, which Nick has already started doing, back through our car, and get ready to put the clamps and stuff on. So it's been a little bit now, me and Nick have just been chipping away, but we just did the positive pole, or the insulator, or whatever you want to call it. So we removed our fuse box, just enough to get him a bit of room to get the drill in there, put a paint vent through and marked him, and then just drilled him through, put our little hardware in there, and he's just bolted up right there. We also got a positive cable running through the car, so here she is here, she's all crimped, and while Nick was doing that, I was fucking around back here. So I got my battery box in, nice and sturdy, metal tray here, washers here and here, and also underneath, just there and there. I had to cut down the bolts a little bit. This one is just going into a thread, which is why there's no nut and washer on the other side. It's good and sturdy. And I also just trimmed down this piece of cardboard or custom wood or whatever the fuck it is in the boot. And then obviously I'll do the same with my mat just to make it fit nicer in my battery box, because I want it to be nice and tidy in here. So we've just got to tidy up the front there, run the cable through the car, cut it to length and put our positive terminal on, and then just cut a little bit for a negative terminal, and that's it. It's easy as that. Battery's ready to go in the boot. I don't have a battery at this stage, but when I do, well, you guys know how to connect a battery, it's not that hard. So yeah, finished doing this shit and update you again. Yo, it's your boy Nick LZ. No, it's a bit of an update. Basically finished now, which is sick. How long do you reckon this took us? 2 hours? If we weren't like pissing around for something? Yeah, probably 2 hours. So it's an easy job to get done. Got the thing all bolted down here with all our lines. P-clamped it here, pulled them nice and tight. Nick put a cable tie there, ran them through, up through all the grommet there, you can just see. Then down under the carpet, and we just got them running across there. You won't see them by the time the seat's in. And then back here, got our battery box. If this will focus. There we go. Here's our earth. So I've just got them running down to there. That goes through to the chassis. And then there was a perfect hole in this carpet. And I just ran the power cable through there and chucked our crimp on. And that's it. It's basically ready now for a battery. Power's going to go all the way to the front of the car. So we're just going to chuck the interior back in and job's done. Just like that. So I'll put the seat in and show you that you can't see the cable and that it sits all nice and all that kind of rubbish, and then that'll be it for today's video. I hope you guys found it helpful and stuff, and shout out to Nick for coming to help me do this because he's done it before. And yeah, I'll chuck the seat back in. So we've got everything back in now, so I'm just going to do a quick overview starting from the front and we'll work our way back. Exactly what we did, just for those of you that need a quick refresher. So we've run our cable, we ran them from the back all the way through to the front, then we cut it once we had the right length. We crimped our 2 terminals here that used to have, if I can find it, this red thing on the end of it, into 1 terminal. We got our battery one, and then we got the starter alternator one there as well, and we put this little black insulator pole in, P-clipped them here, zip tie there, ran them through under the guard there, all the way through the car, just down here. You guys can't see him because he's all tucked up nicely, and then obviously under the seat, as you can see, everything still fits good. And then finally back here to our box, through the carpet, nice little hole here already there, which made it easy. And then our ground just runs down under my piece of cut carpet right there, nice and tidy. Battery goes in there. Bob is your uncle. Done. All thanks to old mate over there giving me a hand. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys found it helpful. And Mr. LZ will he'll catch you in the next one.
Sure, mate.
Peace.